Now, one of the most poignant moments here is, it says, now when Jesus came, he found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb 4 days. Bethany was near Jerusalem, about 2 miles off, and many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to console them concerning their brother. So when Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went and met him, but Mary remained seated in the house. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Well, she's just being so open and honest and genuine, right? First of all, it's definitely an expression of faith in who Jesus was, that Jesus had that power. She probably had also witnessed and heard the reports of Jesus healing people. And then she says, "But even now I know that whatever you ask from God, God will give you." I don't believe she expected that Lazarus would be raised. I mean, she had resolved herself, and we even see that a little later, that her brother had died, and that was it, at least on this side of eternity. Because even when Jesus goes to the tomb, she's the one that says, wait, don't open that tomb. 4 days, there's going to be an odor, right? So she is not anticipating what Jesus might do. There's a sense, too, that Jesus took his time in coming because we find him constantly in communication for the will of his Father. And even for what he would do. And like the man born blind, when they were trying to figure out, again, whose fault it was, of which it was no one's, he said, this is to give God glory. So this is one of those pause in Jesus answering prayer and to give God glory. And actually, the prayer is going to be answered beyond imagination, even possibilities, even what you consider when, yes, someone might be healed from illness, but to be raised from the dead. And we do have to marvel at that. And this is part of the marvel of Easter and even beyond Easter, even for all of us and all of humanity. But there again, in the moment, Jesus meets Martha where she was at. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Now, maybe we have all felt or expressed that. "Lord, if you would have been here. Lord, if this could have been. Lord, I prayed." And we have this interaction. But notice the deep faith. Whenever you pray, it shows that you have faith. Prayer is an expression of your faith. If you're wrestling with God, even if you're burdened, concerned, even if you're angry with him, you're still interacting with him, right? You're still saying, "I believe. I know you're there. I know you can do something. I don't understand. I don't know why. I'm not sure how it's going to all unfold. I'm not sure where the outcome is going to be." But her expression then is, "But even now I know that whatever you ask from God, God will give you." Jesus says to her, "Your brother will rise again," which at first brush, not all that helpful. Here she's grieving. Yeah, so, she says, yeah, it'll happen in the last day, because she says, "I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day." And sometimes our words aren't always helpful when someone is mourning. Sometimes to just say, "Oh, well, you're going to meet him again in heaven." Well, that may be true, but it doesn't maybe help right at that moment, right? I think as Christians, we have to be a little careful about our Christian platitudes when someone dies. What's most important is Jesus was there, right? Most of our comforting people is being there, right? And in so doing, to understand those things. But in the moment, it's painful, it's hurt, it's loss, you can feel hopeless. Many times it's unfair, it's not right, it doesn't make sense. So Jesus comes with his presence and says these words. And this is such powerful, comforting words. Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live." Another one of those great I am statements from John. I am the resurrection and the life. Last week it is, I am the light of the world. And he heals a man that's blind from birth. I am the resurrection and the life. I think what's also significant is Jesus is standing there. Remember, this is about Jesus' presence. He's saying, I am the resurrection and life. She says, oh, I know he's going to rise again in the last day. And he says, wait. I am here. I am the resurrection and life. I mean, that's how powerful the presence of Jesus is. That's how powerful his resurrection is. And this event happens a few weeks before Holy Week. We're getting close. In fact, this is a specific incident that really triggers and riles up the leaders. Because after this, at the end of it, notice how wonderful. Many of the Jews came to believe in Jesus because of this. And it says, others went and reported this to the chief priests, and they started to plot very specifically, not in a general way, which has already been happening, but in a very specific way.